Hello, my name is Rodolfo, and I'm interviewing for the position of Director of Operations at Chevron. I'm going to be giving you a brief summary of who I am, a little bit about my personality, a little bit about my education, where do I want to be in the future moving forward with my career, a little bit about my management style, and a couple of examples that I've had to go through in the past as far as obstacles that I faced, how we overcame them, and a brief testimonial at the end to let you know why I am the best candidate for this position. So, starting with my personality, I've been told I was an inventor personality from the very beginning. As a kid, I was very enthusiastic whenever it came to let's playing games, and it's traveled all the way through my career to who I am today. Whenever I have a team, we're given a task, we're given a project. Let's take XYZ and find out how to make it better, right? I've always been very enthusiastic about it because to me, a new project is a new puzzle, and a new puzzle, there's always going to be a way to get to that answer. I'm very flexible, especially when it comes to different people. I know everybody has their own separate personality, and my personality might be, you know, different towards what another person on my team is. At the end of the day, I understand that everybody's different, and no matter what, we're all working together towards a common goal. So, being able to be a little bit flexible with some people who have specific needs as far as their day-to-day lifestyle, whatever it is that they need, that it's never been an issue with me. I've been able to work independently, uh, regardless of the task. Uh, with that being said, it's not an issue for me to work in groups. I actually do prefer working in groups. The more people working on a project, the better result we'll get in the end. I've always believed that from early in my career. So, who am I? What did I do to get here? How did I go through school? What education did I get? So, for starters, I attended Lone Star College and graduated with my Associates of Applied Science and Welding Technology. So, for the first part of my career, I was a welder. I was working on the shop floor. I was waking up super early and getting to work at 6 o'clock in the morning. Um, I was the guy who was there making the parts. Uh, so further on down the line, I ended up being part of the first graduating class for the bachelor's program at Lone Star College as well. So I did obtain my bachelor's degree at Lone Star College, which was a very big achievement. I'm to this day I'm very proud of it. I'm very proud of my education. Um, a few years back, I did get my master's degree from the University of Houston. I have a master's in management and leadership, which has helped me refine my managerial style, which is I use that today, every single day, with coming into work. Currently, right now, I hold the title of operations manager at HP Piping Solutions. And at HP Piping, we are a manufacturing company. We manufacture the piping systems for drilling rigs, for your refineries, your power plants, your fertilizer plants, anything that has to do with piping. More than likely, we've touched a product and we've created piping that more than likely you've seen passing by on the road whenever you pass by a refinery. Um, you know, where do I want to go in the next few years? Well, for starters, uh, I'm looking to be the next director of operations at Chevron. I'm excited to bring new and innovative ideas to an already successful company. Chevron was here for a long time, and Chevron has been doing things right. They've had to because they've been around so long. Um, But with that being said, you can always benefit from new ideas. And that's what I know I can bring to the table is I can bring, a different outlook. We might be looking at a problem and somebody else comes in and says, well, hey, well, why don't we try it this way? And I'm looking to be that guy that says, hey, let's try it this way. It might work a little bit better. It might be a little bit faster. Whether it's right or wrong, you know, we're all trying to strive towards being a better company. Um, and also, that's not my end goal. I'm also looking into moving into a VP position after extensive time as a director. Uh, of course, I want to stay within the Chevron company and stay within the Chevron family. I don't want to leave outside of Chevron. I'm not looking to get to a spot and leave a year later. I want to be at a place that I can call my home. And my ultimate career goal is really to eventually achieve the position of chief operating officer. Again, hopefully within Chevron. So my management style and beliefs. I'm a situational style manager. I do not think that there is a one size fits all solution to every problem. It can't be. There's different problems that are going to come up every single day, and you can't take one way of fixing something and trying to apply it to something else and thinking it's going to work. There's too many variables. Myself, whenever we have a situation that arises, I like to take a step back. I like to typically call in my subject matter experts, usually my people who work on the shop floor, my quality assurance people, the engineering team, all get together. Let's take a look at it. Why are we having a defect? If it's a defect, whatever it is, why are we getting this result? And what can we do to make it better? You know, and like I said, there's not one single solution that's going to fit every problem. So one problem might be, why are we having failed x-rays? And that might be because the rod ovens aren't working. They're not getting to the temperature we want them to be at. Another problem might be, why are we losing time as far as from the product starting to the product finishing? What's going on with that lag time in between? And it might just be because we're picking a piece up, taking it to one station that's 20 feet on the other side of the shop, and then when that piece is done, we have to take it back to the other side of the shop where it first started from. And we might be losing time there, and fixing the rod oven isn't going to be the no all save all for that situation. It's more than likely going to be rearranging some people and let's put you right here and let's put you right there. And as you finish, we're just going to keep going down the line. Like I said, I believe every situation is a puzzle, no matter what it is. Every puzzle has an answer. It has to. If not, it wouldn't be a puzzle. And so, like I said, it's best to bring in your subject matter experts. Let's bring in the people who are doing the work, and let's find a way how to solve the puzzle that we've gotten ourselves right in front of us. And lessons I've learned from experience. I've my mentor from years ago. He gave me the best advice I could ever be given, and he said, our job as managers is not to stand around and give orders. Our job is to steer the company in the right direction by putting our teams in the best situations to succeed. And to me, that means we are going to analyze our situations. We're going to let our teams know this is the direction we want to take. Let's find a way how to get there collectively. And if we're moving in the same direction, we're gonna be fine at the end of the day. But everybody has to be on board. Everybody has to buy into the culture for us to be able to succeed. And it to this day, that has stuck with me. And it has led me to being very successful in my career, knowing that I'm not here just telling you what to do. I'm here trying to give you the best advice so that way you can be more successful. And if the employees are more successful, then typically the manager is more successful as well. So a little testimonial experiences and problem solving that I've had to go through in my career. Um, for a point in time, we had a huge miscommunication between our quality assurance department and our production department, and our quality assurance was failing products because of visual defects, and we had no idea about it for a while. We didn't know who it was that did this part. Why was it that this part was deemed unacceptable? When the CEO of the company came to me and asked me, "Hey, how can we fix this? You're my operations manager. What is it that you see that we can, let's fix it." He didn't really care what the situation was going to call for as far as the answer. He just knew that it needed to get fixed. And so what I did was I brought in, of course, like I said, I brought in my team. I brought in my quality assurance manager. I brought in my foremans. I brought in the um, the production manager. I even brought in the supply chain manager, and I even said, "Hey, let's see what's going on. Can it be a supply chain issue? Are we looking at the parts that we're giving our production staff? Is this what's going on?" And whenever they said no, like we have our own system. This is kind of what we do. We look at our parts, we check them off, we check all of our heat numbers, we check our ID numbers on everything. We are giving the parts that the drawings are saying the production staff needs in order to make finished products out of raw goods. So whenever we checked that off the box and said that was fine, we went to the production staff and said, "Hey, what is it? What do you think is happening?" And their issue was with the ultimately was with the welding rods. Like I said earlier, the welding ovens weren't up to temperature, so we were getting hydrogen caught into the weld, which was causing defects in the welds, causing excessive splatter. So we were getting weld BBs everywhere, and it was just enough to where you couldn't catch every single one when you were cleaning your finished weld at the end of the day. And the quality assurance department was saying, "Hey, this is what it is. It's all a visual thing. It really shouldn't be that big of an issue," when in reality it is, because we don't make parts and send them off to the customer incomplete. We don't do that. As far as visually, we want good visual, solid material, and we want our finished products to be just like a brand new car. You would never buy a brand new car with a scratch in it. Same way how a customer won't buy a brand new piping system that doesn't look right. And so we kind of implemented an NCR, non-conformance report, and a red flag system. And as soon as we had a red flag, we had a quality helper put it on a cart, and he was rolling it back to the foreman, and he was bringing the drawing to that foreman and saying, "Look, here's the guy who did it. This is what the red flag says." And we took those defective parts and had an individual area where we were fixing. That's all we did, was fix for 8 hours a day when they were on 8-hour shifts, 10 hours a day when they were on 10-hour shifts. And eventually we got to the point where it wasn't an issue anymore because nobody wanted to get red flags. NCRs started going on your employee record, and it gave everybody an accountability. And without that accountability, it was practically the Wild West. It was, I didn't touch that part, I didn't do that part, I didn't know about that part. And we found a way to really kind of get rid of that, and that was a really good situation that we ended up fixing. It became a good situation as we started going along with it. The next thing that we've done before was eliminating excess waste, and not waste as in, you're not finishing your grinding disc. It was wasting time. And like I said earlier, was we found that we had certain stages of the production process in the wrong spot. It was as simple as you're 20 feet too far, and we really looked at it and said, well, okay, well, you're 20 feet too far. We can move you 20 feet the other way, and it's going to completely change everything. Instead of us going forward and back, we're going to go forward and forward and forward all the way out the door. We start with raw goods on one side, and we're going to go all the way to completed product on the other. And that was very simple. It was just very simple lean manufacturing and 5S, putting everything where it needs to be, making sure everything is clean. You don't want to trip over anything. Let's move in a straight line. And reducing product defects. We had a very big issue when I first started as the operations manager, was building things the wrong way. And we were using 2D isometric drawings, which is basically a stick with a couple of dots on it that basically tell you this is what it needs to be lengthwise. This is kind of what this should look like, but if you can't visualize it, you can't build it. Like I said, being in manufacturing and working on the shop floor, that was something that I wholeheartedly understood. Was if you can't visualize it, you're better off just going home for the day and me paying you, because it's going to be very hard for you to be able to get that built the right way, correctly the first time. So we, again, very simple fix. All we needed to do was take our 2D drawings, implement a 3D drawing system that gave us basically a very, very cartoon style of what we were going to build. And I only say cartoon because the colors, it was all colored in. It wasn't a stick figure. It was literally a 3D model that we printed on a piece of paper. And when you had a 90-degree elbow going to the left, on that picture, it showed you exactly what that 90-degree elbow looked like. It told you the exact dimension of it. It told you which way it was going to go at what degree. The same thing with the flanges. If your flange was going to be 1 hold or 2 hold, it gave you that option of actually seeing it with that 90 in respect to what direction it needed to be. And it was a very, very, very simple fix, relatively cheap. We implemented it. It took no more than about 3 months. And before you knew it, we went from 25% defects, and we were doing rework because of those defects, to dropping it down to close to about 1.05% defects over the course of about 3 months. And when you're talking about, hey, let's reduce reworks, because every time you pick up a piece, you're losing money. Every time a fitter isn't fitting up something, every time a welder wasn't welding something, the company wasn't making any money. And that's just not a good business practice, all in all. And so we really found ways to eliminate those practices that were affecting the company negatively. Again, I want to thank you for your time. I really want to thank you for your consideration of bringing me in to be your director of operations. I believe I have a lot to give to the company, and I really look forward to hearing from you soon. Thank you very much. Bye.